Strays is now out playing in theaters. Alright, so this is a new Will Ferrell comedy, and with this being a comedy, the first thing you want to ask is this movie funny? And to that question, I have to say yes, for the most part. And that's going to have to do with the fact that humor is completely subjective. But what I will say about Strays is that it did have me laughing quite a bit, especially with its R-rated raunchy humor. Now, I'm not always one for R-rated raunchy films. Sometimes the over-sexualization of the jokes and all that stuff, it just isn't what tickles my funny bone personally. But when you put it with a bunch of stray dogs, the way that these dogs interact with each other, the way that they talk, the way that they are so vulgar, there's something about it that just makes it hilarious to me. Because these dogs have absolutely no filter, and in that way, that actually helped me buy into the whole premise of the thing. Because some of the jokes and humor in this movie that us humans would feel a little taboo about, these dogs do not give a crap about. The fact that they're just spewing this stuff out, the shock factor that comes with the humor in that way, it does have you laughing. It did take me by surprise, and in my surprise, I found myself laughing quite a bit. There's a lot of dog genitalia in this movie, a lot more dog genitalia than I was anticipating, and used in very unique and interesting ways that you just can't help but lose your mind seeing what you're seeing on screen. No spoilers here, but if you've seen the movie, the pound scene, guys. the pound scene. And of course, the reason why this humor works so well is because of this amazing cast. You got Will Ferrell, you got Jamie Foxx, you got Randall Park, you got Isla Fisher, all voicing these dogs. And the way that the actors play off of each other, the way that they bring the chemistry to these dogs, I did fall in love with these dog characters. And the theme of found family that plays throughout this movie really works with this group of characters. Because the whole premise of the movie is Will Ferrell's dog, Reggie, he's being rejected by his owner, he gets left behind, he becomes a stray, he meets these dogs, and he wants to get revenge on his owner in a very, very specific way.
He needs to pay for what he did with the only thing he truly loves. I'm gonna bite his dick off.
Oh. And honestly, the thing that makes this movie work is the dogs. And more specifically, the dog trainers who trained these dogs. These dogs are freaking incredible. Because we've seen this shtick before. We've seen the talking pet done in like early 2000 family movies over and over and over again. But I don't know, man. There's just something about these dogs that I don't think there's ever been dog performances as well as the dog performances in this movie. Because with the animated mouths moving on these dogs, you do sometimes get that sense of the live-action Lion King where you're looking at these dogs and they don't necessarily have emotion to what they're saying. But the way that the dogs move to what they are saying and what is happening around them, it really helps you to buy into this world. And yeah, there are definitely times in this movie where a dog does something and you hear the ADR voice of Will Ferrell or Jamie Foxx, and it's very clear the dog wasn't supposed to do that, but they're just making it work with their improvisation. Which also lends itself to the negatives of this movie, which I think are negatives for a lot of comedies nowadays. Not every joke lands. This movie isn't entirely funny. I can't say that I was laughing throughout the entire 90-minute runtime. And talking about the humor in a negative way, some of this humor was a little bit too gross, a little bit too nasty for me. I did get a little queasy at times with some of the imagery that they were willing to put on screen. In fact, I saw a couple people in my theater, they did walk out halfway through this movie and I did not see them come back. I even saw this movie with a group of people and one of them admitted that they had to stop eating their popcorn halfway through because it was just too gross. So if you're someone like that who you don't like nasty stuff, you can't handle the gross factor in movies, I can guarantee you that some of the humor in this movie isn't going to make you laugh so much as it will make you puke in your mouth. But if you liked the trailers to this movie, if the trailers to this movie made you giggle even just a little bit, I think you will have a decent time with this movie. The cast is great, the dogs are phenomenal. There was surprisingly an effort to put some heart into this movie, which if you are a dog owner or you just love dogs, this is definitely going to tug on your heartstrings. I had to come home and hug my dog right away after I watched this movie, especially with the storyline that happens with Jamie Foxx's dog. It reminded me a lot of Jesse's backstory from Toy Story 2. All it was missing was a sad ballad playing over it. And in the end, guys, Strays goes out of its way to make you laugh, and what I can say about Strays is that I did laugh. From a comedy, that's all I'm really looking for. Add on top of that I really liked the characters, I really liked the performances, I really liked the dogs. I had a pretty decent time with this movie, even if I was clenching my stomach in queasiness a couple times. Find out for yourself if it works for you, but as far as a comedy goes, I'm going to give this a recommend. I don't know if I would necessarily watch it again anytime soon, but I am glad that I saw it. Anyway, guys, those are all my thoughts and opinions on Strays. But what did you guys think of Strays? Did it make you laugh? Were you rolling your eyes the entire time? Comment down below. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions about this movie, guys. And if you're new here and you haven't heard, we have a subscriber goal on this channel. We want to hit 2,500 subscribers before the end of the year. If you like talking movies, if you like engaging in that kind of conversation, we do that all the time over on this channel. And we'd love to have you join our little community. Why don't you go on and click that subscribe button on your way out? As always, guys, thank you so much for hearing me out, and I'll talk to you guys again real soon.